So I've been with a lot of different site builders. You could even say that in my younger design years, I kind of got around. Now, when you're young, you go through a lot of different phases, right? At one point, you think that you might be into the older ones, or the cougars as some call them, but you quickly realize that she's just a little too high maintenance. Then you get bored and try your luck with the new girl. She's popular and seems to have a lot to offer, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't work out. Then we go through a bit of a rough patch, and we end up going after the one that we might be a little embarrassed about, that we don't want our mom to know about. It's a time that we're not proud of. So I've been through a lot of these different phases, but as I've matured as a designer, I've started to realize what it is that I'm looking for, and I've found tools that offer what I need. When it comes to site builders, I need something that's consistent and reliable, but also fun and exciting, a tool that pushes me and makes me better and challenges me as a designer. But at this point in my career, Framer is one of those tools that's starting to give me those feelings. Now, I want to be clear, I'm still pretty new as a Framer user, but as I've gotten into the tool, there are 5 really important things that stick out to me. The first thing Framer does better than anybody else is their open canvas. Unlike other site builders, Framer gives you an open canvas with the freedom to move around however you please. Being able to see all 3 viewports in a single view has a ton of advantages. Number 1 is it saves you time from having to toggle back and forth between tablet and mobile and desktop views. It also makes it easier for you to get responsiveness right the first time. In other tools, I often have to go back over and over again to check responsiveness on mobile and tablet, but being able to see them all in one place keeps it top of mind, and you can see how things change across all viewports. If you're a designer that uses a tool like Figma, you'll really like this layout. It feels very familiar, and I definitely think that it was built this way for creatives. The second thing that I noticed about Framer was its user interface. It seems like Framer really nailed the UI, and I can honestly say that it's more functional than any other site builder I've ever used. In a lot of ways, I can tell that it took inspiration from some of those other tools, and then it simplified and just made it easy to understand. So this interface is super easy to navigate. Even if you have no experience, it just feels familiar. Framer uses a great combination of text and icons to make it clear to you what every button does. It's super nice that you can switch between pages, layers, and assets right here on the left. And then at the top, you can add any of these elements and access your CMS, which is your content management system. The other thing I like is how accessible the plugins feel. They actually feel like they're part of Framer. So this means that when you need to do your SEO, you can easily access the SEMflow SEO plugin. Now, one of my favorite parts of this whole interface is the site preview option. It's really nice that you can see this in a full screen view, and you can also reload the page to see what your load animations look like. So I would definitely give the user interface a 10 out of 10. If that's something that's important to you, Framer will not disappoint. All right, so the third thing that really stands out to me is more from a usability perspective, and that is the fact that the site and page settings are found right inside the site builder. I'm not exactly sure why, but this is a huge one for me. Many other site builders require you to leave your design and development tool in order to access the site settings. And a lot of times it can take a long time to load. But in Framer, you can access all of these settings right there inside your site builder. All your page settings are also found in their own panel that opens right up, covering the entire screen, which I think is pretty slick. So as a user wanting to do everything, both design and develop and SEO and site settings and all of these different things, you can access everything really easily all in the same place. The fourth thing is Framer Analytics. I love that you can access this right inside the site builder. Being able to see these analytics like this just gives you more control over your website. So now you can control the way your site looks and also how it performs. Now, I know that there are a lot of tools out there that can do your analytics for free, but I feel like the way Framer has integrated this into their site builder really gives you that feeling of it being a website experience type platform. All right, now the fifth and final thing that I really love is their insert panel. Using this panel allows you to add any template, layout, or element. Visually, this panel is just really attractive because it shows you examples of each different element. So you know exactly what each one is and what it will look like on your site. Framer has a ton of different elements that you can add to your site, which just gives you more control over customization, and it means you don't have to use other third-party tools in order to get these features. So if you're using any of those other tools and you're not satisfied, or you're looking for something new and fresh and exciting to use, I would definitely recommend Framer. Like I said, I'm still pretty early on in Framer, but there's not a single thing that I found that I don't love about the tool. So I hope this video has been helpful to show you some of the biggest benefits that Framer has to offer. Thanks for watching.